has long been in a very complicated system. Most of you who are young like me, we were born into this system. But that's not what can allow Burkina to thrive. Because in this situation, there are only two cases. Either we accept to fight, or we remain slaves forever. I told you once, there are those who are slaves in their minds. They can only serve their master. And those people try every time to manipulate you. You must advise each other. Because every situation can be exploited by these enemies of the nation to try to discourage you, to demotivate you. So you must advise each other and not pay attention to certain remarks, even on some media. Not everyone is obliged to be patriotic. You are the first patriots. You have decided to defend the homeland. There is nothing better than that. Those who want to support you, let them support you. Those who want to discourage you through writings, you must close your ears and move forward. As for those, we will fight them here. So, we must remember something. Recently, there is a so-called NGO. It's not even an NGO. Because NGO stands for non-governmental organization. They are not non-governmental because they are funded by a federal budget, by a state. This so-called NGO produces reports claiming that the FDS and the VDP commit abuses. It went in here, it came out there. It's to tarnish your morale. It's to scare you, to prevent you from being able to fight. No. Moreover, we are going to file a complaint against this NGO because people need to understand something. What is happening to us here? It's true that they have manipulated part of our populations in the Sahel here, but they didn't have that kind of weaponry. What brought such significant weaponry into their ranks? It's Libya. Who destroyed Libya? It's this NGO, the same NGO that made false reports and gave them to those who wanted to create a rebellion so that people would intervene and overthrow Gaddafi. And the powder keg ended up being poured into the Sahel. These millions of lives that have been taken in the Sahel, we must file a complaint against this NGO because it is responsible for these false reports it made to support this thesis of attacking Libya. They have no moral lessons to give us. Look at the world. Let them go defend human rights all over the world first before coming here. We are fortunate to have similar situations. In this world, you voluntarily committed yourselves. There are countries where people are forcibly taken, killed. You leave or you die. Others, even while trying to flee, end up dying. They don't talk about human rights because these people see us as subhumans. They see us as slaves. That's how it is in their minds. They have never changed their mindset, but it's up to us to show them that we are not slaves and we will never accept this state of affairs. So don't be fooled by the stories. They tell to anyone who will listen. You must stay focused on your fight. Stay focused. We know what we are doing. And even now, the VTP commander told me that there is a human rights training session underway for group leaders and their deputies. If we make efforts, we know it's for ourselves. We no longer do things to please someone else. We do it for our homeland. And you are committed to that. Defend your homeland. Do not listen to those individuals. They should not affect your morale. In the history of the world, there have been wars. And during the Second World War, people organized themselves to defend all over the place. But there is a country that could not defend itself, which had to come and take our ancestors to go defend them. And today that same country wants to give us lessons. The pot calling the kettle black. No. You are the descendants of those same ancestors who went to defend others, who liberated the world from Nazism. Today you are fighting for your lands. These same individuals dare to create terms to tarnish you. We oppose this. We will never agree. Continue to defend your lands. It is your wealth that interests these people. It's our gold, it's our minerals that interest them. Otherwise, why come and drive out entire villages to seize our lands? So we will fight and we will reclaim our lands, our wealth. It belongs to us. It's for us. It will benefit us and our children. I therefore encourage you to remember that this war is to free us from slavery. It's for our independence. And you must keep your spirits high, stay strong. Never give into manipulators, to those individuals who no longer understand the notion of homeland, or to those people who come from...
Breaking news. This video you just watch finish. What comes to your mind? But before you go ahead, let me tell you the title of this message, in case you forget. Ibrahim Traore is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's younger brother. He is giving the Westerners woto woto. When I said the other day that Ibrahim Traore have a blood connection with Nnamdi Kanu, some people, some gullible Igbos, let me put it that way. But I just borrow that language. I am not in the business of dragging my people, and I'm not in the business of bad-mouthing them or gaslighting them, or sugarcoating anything that need to be truth or lie. When I made that statement, some people commented on that video, and one of the comments I captured most was the one who is asking me whether Ibrahim Traore emanated from my blessed memory of mother Bekus. You know, some people are too gullible. Our people, most especially, we claim to be going to church. We claim to be religiously inclined, but spiritually we are empty. When you hear some spiritual statements, some people will get it all wrong, and they will turn back using their gullible minds or their illiteracy minds, commenting rubbish, something you could not do. When you find somebody that is doing it, the only appreciation you can give to that person is to insult the hell out of that person. When I said Ibrahim Traore have blood connection with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this is what I mean. The video you just watched finish. If you watch any video of Ibrahim Traore talking, his actions, what give birth to this guy's actions is through Gaddafi. Gaddafi actions born Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actions then born Ibrahim Traore. Then Ibrahim Traore's action give birth to Simon Ekpa. Moving forward, this is just a very simple task, and I will come down to analyze it. But before I analyze it again, the same way they sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the same way they sold Simon Ekpa, is still the same way they want to sell Ibrahim Traore. The guy have escaped more than 19 times assassination from the West. Don't forget, Nnamdi Kanu today is incarcerated. Not because of Nigerian government. Forget about our so-called evil political leaders in the southeast. Now, Westerners, everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said indicted UK and other Western allies who are busy stealing the patrimony, common patrimony God gave to the Biafrans, which is the oil and gas, coal, and uranium, including salt. But before we round up this whole message before we go to the comment section to hear what people think concerning the video you just finished watch and why you are still going to watch. Let's all just calm down as you watch this video finish. Then let me come back again for more discussion, because I have a lot of things to say concerning how Nnamdi Kanu are connected with Ibrahim Traore. It is going like that. And I can tell you, this guy is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's junior brother. Nnamdi Kanu might not have military experience, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's mode of operation or modus operandi is what this guy copied. And I'm very sure that this guy have been watching Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast for a very long time. Everything he says is being given birth by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Gaddafi fought his own, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put his own through broadcast. Then now Ibrahim Traore is doing it physical and giving them woto. Let me not take your time. Please watch this video, then we'll come back for more discussion. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
The night was quiet in Ouagadougou. Too quiet. President Ibrahim Traore stood by the window of the palace, watching the city sleep. The wind was dry and full of dust, but he felt something else in the air, something wrong. For weeks, strange things had been happening. Military plans were leaking. Secret meetings were no longer secret. Enemies seemed to know too much. Ibrahim knew this wasn't luck. Someone close to him was a traitor. He felt it deep in his bones. Burkina Faso had broken free from foreign control. Ibrahim kicked out foreign troops. He took back the country's gold, its land, its voice. But the powerful countries were angry, and now they were trying to sneak back in with spies. Then, one night, he got a message. A young soldier named Captain Naba Zongo had found something strange. He was in the north, checking radio signals, when he picked up a secret message. It was hidden inside a fake farming report. But the message wasn't about farming. It had maps. It had names. It had secrets only the president's team should know. Ibrahim called a secret meeting at midnight. Only his closest people were allowed in. No phones, no outside contact. Zongo put the papers on the table. The traitor had a name. Colonel Désiré Ouattara, Traoré's old friend, a man he trusted with his life. The same man who now sat next to him in meetings. The same man who knew every detail of Burkina Faso's defenses. The room went cold. No one spoke. "He's been giving information to the foreigners," Zongo said. "He's been doing it for months." Ibrahim's heart was heavy, but his face stayed calm. He looked at everyone in the room. "No one moves," he said. "No one arrests him. We wait. We watch." He took a deep breath. "If there's a snake in this house, we don't kill it yet. First, we follow it to the nest." The hunt had begun. The next few days felt like walking through fire. Ibrahim Traore went about his normal duties, shaking hands, giving speeches, holding meetings. But inside, he was watching every move, every word, every glance from Colonel Ouattara. The man smiled like nothing was wrong. He was calm, too calm. But behind the scenes, Ibrahim's secret team was working day and night. Captain Zongo and a group of trusted soldiers were following Ouattara quietly. They tapped his phone, tracked his car, and watched who he met. What they found was shocking. Colonel Ouattara had been sneaking out of the palace late at night. He always took a black car, no escort, and each time he went to the same place, a quiet house near the French embassy. It looked empty, but Ibrahim knew better. It was a spy house. The team planted a tiny camera across the street. One night, they saw it. Ouattara entering the house and meeting two foreign men in suits. One of them was from the U.S., the other, a European. They gave him a black suitcase. He gave them a file. Inside that file was the president's travel plan for the next month. That was it. Proof. Ibrahim watched the video himself. He stood in his dark office, fists clenched. His own friend, the man who once took a bullet beside him in battle, was selling him out like a cheap product. But Ibrahim didn't get angry. He got smart. He picked up the phone and said only 2 words to Captain Zongo. "It's time." They prepared a trap. The next day, Colonel Ouattara was told to attend a security meeting at the top floor of the defense building. He walked in, like always, calm and smiling. But this time, there were no handshakes. Just 10 soldiers with guns, and President Ibrahim Traoré himself, waiting. The smile on Ouattara's face faded. "You were my brother," Ibrahim said, his voice like thunder. "Why?" Ouattara didn't speak. Ibrahim stepped closer. "You sold this country for what? Dollars? Promises? You think they'll protect you now?" Still no answer. Then Captain Zongo opened the suitcase. Money, tracking devices, and a hidden USB drive. "You're not going to prison," Ibrahim said coldly. "You're going to talk." The room went silent. A storm was coming. Colonel Ouattara sat alone in a cold, dark room underground. No windows, no clock. Just silence. He hadn't slept in 2 days. He was no longer the proud soldier. Now he looked like a broken man. President Ibrahim Traoré stood behind a one-way mirror, watching him. His face showed no emotion. But inside, his heart was heavy. This was the man he once called a brother. They had shared food, stories, and war. Now they were enemies. Captain Zongo stepped into the room and placed the USB drive on the table.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. The video you just finished watching now, plus the first one you watch. If you are looking at Ibrahim Traoré, you are not seeing through him the combination of Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu, then you are making a very big mistake. You are making a very big mistake. This guy is being given birth by Nnamdi Kanu. Everything Nnamdi Kanu preached is what the guy is doing practical. In other words, the guy is the brother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, giving the Westerners woto woto. The Westerners are the one holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, UK citizen for that matter. And UK turned their back and looked the other way around. And you think they don't know what they are doing? If it is easy for them to grab Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he was doing all those broadcasts in UK there, they would have done that. But they want to escape the wrath of the international community. Then they find a suitable place where the law does not work, human rights does not count. And then they use Kenya as a stepping stone to perpetrate their evil act. With the help of Nigerian government and the help of some gullible, foolish Biafran or rather Igbo politicians. The same way they sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, is the same way now. His own brother, Ibrahim Traoré, the person he called a brother, have already sold him completely. Not for him to go to prison. He have already sold him completely to be eliminated. If there's any time the world, or rather, Africans should unite to free themselves, this is the right time. Obama did what he did in Gaddafi and go scot-free. I'm still looking up to African Union. Okay, let's forget about the stupid ECOWAS Tinubu is heading, because Tinubu is a illegitimate president. So his word don't even hold any power. He don't even hold any he don't hold any gravity. Why these countries exclude themselves from ECOWAS and form AES is because they say that an illegitimate president and a drug peddler can never lead them. Instead, may they remain on their own. So we are looking on to African Union to make statement about what is happening. You know what about these Westerners? Each time they want to do the dirty deal, they will always use blacks. Somebody who have a lineage to the black. The U.S. military general now, they want to use against Ibrahim Traoré, who came out now and they try to instigate the people of Burkina Faso against Ibrahim. He's a black man. And when you trace very well, his lineage is from Africa. Americans are not blacks. Don't deceive yourself. Let us stop sugarcoating all these lies They are peddling everywhere. Let's stop it. Americans are not blacks. All of the blacks there have roots in Africa. Many of them have traced their roots to Ghana. Many have traced their roots in Nigeria. Many have traced their roots in Cameroon, Gambia, Sierra Leone, and other African countries. All the blacks. They used Obama. If Gaddafi is alive today, my brother, I can tell you by now, Africans will unite together to fight their common enemy, which is the Westerners. If Gaddafi is still alive today, Africa would have been the best continent that anyone will want to come to do business with. Or rather, we want to come to live in. Not the other way around. We run into the people who are using our own mineral resources to better the lives of their own people. But they killed him. Now, this guy have arose now. Instead of all the whole African leaders to rally around to support this guy. Have you ever seen any Nigerian government make any comment? France siphoned Burkina Faso's gold for how many decades since before they colonized them, before they give them independence, until 3 years ago when this guy arose and said enough is enough. Nobody arrested France. Nobody arrested their president. That they are using the gold against the owners of the gold. But now, they are leveling allegation against Ibrahim Traoré to arrest him that he is using the gold of Burkina Faso to protect himself instead of the citizens. What business do you have? How does it concern you? Will you rule your country and rule an African country for that matter? United States of America is evil. France is evil on the African soil. On what charges you want to arrest Ibrahim Traoré that he's using the gold that Emmanuel Macron and his people have been using from ages to develop their country while Burkina Faso is dying in hunger. Now the guy comes. Do you know the kind of investment this guy have done? Free education, from your kindergarten until your university. Free healthcare. 2 tomato processing companies, everyone. They have consumer processing companies there. They have company that is building the first African country to have their own company, not importing, not assembling, have their own company to build electrical cars. Is in Burkina Faso now. The guy is using one old Hummer of 1992 or 1993, while all the whole teachers, all the whole doctors, nurses are using Prado brand tear nylon going to work and coming back, officially being given to you free of charge. Do not pay copper, not on a high purchase, so that they'll be deducting the money from your salary. No, free of charge. Prado Land Cruiser tear nylon, 0 mileage. They have seen where this guy is going and they are doing everything humanly possible to eliminate this guy. If Africans allow this thing to happen, my brother, say your identity as an African man, you are not worthy to be called a black. In fact, let it remain the slaves they recognize you or they regard you as. Because all these people, they are using your own mineral resources. So, see yet, they are calling you slaves. They regard you as slaves. They regard you as nobody. They regard you as inferior human being. I watched an interview of Francis Ngannou, the UFC fighter that comes from Cameroon. He said when you tell them in US or every other Westerners that he is from Cameroon, an African country, they were surprised that Lion will allow him to come to be fighting UFC. In other words, they are regarding you and I that will come from the zoo. They don't see you as a human being. Yet, they want to use your mineral resources. Or rather, they are using your mineral resources to better the lives of their own people. Africans, the time to wake up is now. That is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for. The liberation of Biafra is the liberation of all the whole African nations. When you are hearing giant of Africa is Nigeria, they're not talking about Nigeria, they're talking about the Igbos. They are the giant of Africa. Tell me any African country you will go today, you will not see an Igbo man. That is how they know giant of every continent. If they ask you now, which country is the giant of Asia? You cannot mention Malaysia. How many population of Malaysia is? You cannot mention Singapore or Japan. Rather, you are looking towards China or India with the highest population, yet their economy still remains stable. Tell me any part of the world you will go today, you will not see a China man or an Indian man. Tell me which country. That is the same way Igbos are. We are talking about traveling. We're not talking about Nigeria. We're talking about the BIAFRANS. Any country or whatsoever, even if a country where no get light, Igbo man must be there, and he will generate electricity by his own self and make that place. If that place is darkness, as long as he entered there, that place have already become light. That is the symbol of giant of any nation. So when they are telling you Nigeria is giant of Africa, look inward. The people who make that country to be giant are Igbos. The Igbos, Biafrans, are the ones who, they are the reason why the so-called zoo are still one today. Nigeria would have been divided between ethnic lines for a very long time. Zeke is part of the thing. When he had power to do that, he said no, he believes in one Nigeria unity. Zeke did that. Are you hearing me now? Zeke is part of the thing why we are here, where we are today. Even during the Biafran War, during the leash of mayhem on us, nearly some days, 1970, for the World and United Nations to recognize Biafra, the same idiot Zeke, I can never say may his soul rest in peace, run to African Union, secure injunction for them to come and declare no victor, no vanquished. Nobody will tell you this history, but go to Google. It is domiciled there. Don't come and tell me I don't know the history. I read it, not once, not twice. Igbo man is the reason why this whole country is still united together. Any day, Igbo man, let me tell you the reason why we can never have a functioning seaport, a functioning international seaport in the southeast. Even Yorubas, who are busy fighting the Igbos, are also busy telling their governors and their presidents that they should not allow Igbos to have functioning seaport or airport of international standard in the east, because once that happens, all the businesses in the Lagos and other southwest will be located to the southeast, and there's nothing for them. But upon that, they are still fighting you, bad-mouthing you, hating you for no reason. They know you are the reason why the so-called every investment is going to Lagos are because of the Igbos. If they are not afraid, let them allow Igbos to go. In fact, not allow Igbos to go. Let them have even one seaport functioning that every container can be offloaded there. My brother, if Lagos no become like a desert, make I know wetin cause am. Higher they will say, oh, they are going to Chinese, Lebanese, Indians will come and take over. The kind of business we are doing, you feel that all these people can do it. You are joking. Upon that, they are not appreciative. Upon that, they are still demolishing your property, knowing fully well that you have no option, because the business you are doing requires you to stay close to where they have a functioning international seaport and a functioning airport of international standard. That is the simple truth. You can imagine somebody doing business in Onitsha. You clear a container with 20 million naira at the wharf, Apapa. Then for you to convey that 40-feet container from Lagos to Onitsha, you are going to pay close to that amount you use to clear that goods. That come on how many days? Maybe it take the ship for complete 1 month, 31 days to get to that dock. Then you are going to pay close to that on the highway, not from the government. You, if custom no hold you, military will hold you, police will hold you, NSCDC will hold you, bandits will also hold you, alaye guys will hold you, touts will hold you. That is how you keep on coughing out millions. But upon that, who bears the final grudge? Are the same people. Because if I buy expensive, I clear expensive. The whole money still goes down into that same goods. Let me not waste much of your time. let's just end it here. Just make sure this video go viral. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. We don't even have time again to read comments, but I will end it here. Eh? Maybe next time we are going to read comments, but for now, I think I have talked too much. Have a nice day, may good Lord continue to bless us all. Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Kachineke mezuoku.